Hello, I'm back with a very quick video. We we are on the eve of the 187 maybe attack day or something day. I don't know what's going to happen really. Um, of course, my best guess was something would happen at the Hoover Dam, um, along with maybe something at Seattle with the Space Needle and something with the Golden Gate Bridge. Okay, so we have the San Francisco and the Hoover Dam that are in Back to the Future. Go back and look at my old videos to find out where those references are. And of course, a lot of stuff that I've been looking at in the past lines up with another channel that I watch fairly regularly, which is Jurassic Liars, and he talks about something happening at the Space Needle in Seattle. Okay, and so a lot of the references that he has cross references with references that I have, and vice versa, actually. So, and then there's certain things that tie those events together, and one of those things is war games. Okay, because in war games we've got this scene where they're picking out targets for their thermonuclear war game and global thermonuclear war game, sorry, and Las Vegas and Seattle are on the list, okay? And so, there's other things out there that connect these things together as well. I'm thinking the Lady Gaga 911 video, that connects these places together as well. You'd have to watch my video for the explanation on that. But there's, the references are very intertwined, let's put it that way. So anyway, I want to backtrack to the sequel to this film. It's a pretty lousy. It's a straight to video or something like that. It's a straight to video film. It's absolutely. I mean, you can. It's just about bearable to watch. I mean, it's not a good film, but you can. I mean, I've got a high tolerance for crap films. So maybe I'm giving it more credit than it should have. It's bearable, but it's not a good film. But this is there were some things in that film, of course, which led us to the Hoover Dam. One of the scenes which I covered before is him looking up. He's interested in a girl and he's looking up some information on the girl, and her dog's name is Hoover. This bloody mouse is still playing up. So of course we have the reference to the Hoover Dam, and what else shows up in the film itself but a dam. This is where they're housing the Whopper computer, and again, we're at the dam site. We've even got a nice little Twin Towers reference with the plane, and the dam actually doesn't get blown up, but this building right here, right by the dam, gets blown up. So there was some references in there that I'd looked at before. That's what I'm trying to get to. But of course, YouTube decided to show me the film again, like, you should watch this again or something, or just look at the film. And of course, there's one huge, massive, in-your-face 187 reference, which I hadn't noticed before because, of course, I wasn't looking at 187 at that particular point in time. I was actually probably, I don't know what date I would have been looking at that particular point in time, but in fact, I think it would have been even before I was looking at 213, which is the halfway point between the two events. But anyway, let's just go to the reference, and you'll see straight away probably what it is. Okay? And it may be that this film was just made so they could put this title out there. Okay? I mean, as crap as the film is, it may be that this film was just made just to put a dam reference, a Hoover reference, and the dead code reference all in the same place. Yeah? The dead code? Yeah, what's the code for murder? The murder, death, kill code? 187. So it follows that the dead code is 187. So, boy, you know, I mean, could it be any more, like, obvious now? And I mean, of course, that would, I mean, it's relying on something happening tomorrow, of course. But you see where I'm going with this. You know, this is very, very, it's right there. It's right there. You don't even have to watch the film, you know. And so that's basically all I wanted to cover, was this link to war games. And of course, it's very, very ominous with what's going on with Russia right now, and the Ukraine. And so, you know, I don't want to be a doom and gloomer, but you know, it's something to think about, isn't it? And well, I mean, you know. Anyway, one other thing that I wanted to put in here was another little tidbit of information. Actually, two tidbits of information. The first is I just wanted to cover Star Wars A New Hope, just simply because I watched it today. And I thought, you know what, I've never really talked about the fact that George Lucas, of course, writer and director, George Lucas, the whole Star Wars thing, we have the George reference, okay, and we have the Lucas reference, which of course links back to this particular set of numbers, okay, which of course, here's the 213 that I was looking at ages ago, here's the 7-11 part-time job, here's the balance, the middle balance point of our table of Lorraine, okay, here's the 322, here's the date that we're looking at right now, which is the 187, which is the 199th day of the year. Here's Independence Day here. You know, we've got a ton of numbers in here. Here's the 521, and 521 is at the top of the dartboard, which links us back to the top of the dartboard. And in fact, I could probably go to and explain to you, actually, very quickly about the top of the dartboard. Here's those numbers in my chart of Lorraine. Very briefly, okay. This is the main reason why I built this chart of Lorraine, or kind of, I don't know, built's the right word, but just constructed it. And that's again a video for another day, or you can backtrack through some of my other videos where it kind of gets partially explained several times. But very interesting numbers. But let's just whip to the dartboard very quickly. And there's those numbers at the top of the dartboard, the 521, yeah? And the 520 that's at the top of the dartboard is the number of days between. You can go in either direction, and it will take you from the 187, which is here. We're going across with balancing numbers like a teeter-totter. So 187 is here, and 119 is right here, okay? The 119, you know what the 911 date, okay? So those two things are twins right next to each other, the start and a finish. And again, we have it referenced. The days between those two things can be referenced with this number here, okay? Not to mention this number references several other things, but of course it's all in previous videos. Right, with that being said, we kind of, like, I mean, I'm kind of losing where I'm going, but the New Hope thing, the reason why I wanted to watch it, as I was just having a look for references to the 187, and of course there are a bunch of number references in there. There's actually more than I'd remembered, and you can watch the film for yourself and figure those out. But the reason why I watched the film, to be quite honest, is simply because of Maverick coming out recently and having that same trench run idea in that film. And so I thought I'd go back to Star Wars and watch that same idea again, which is again stolen from 633 Squadron and Dam Busters. Okay, so we're getting the picture with the Hoover Dam, yeah? The 1943 Dam Buster operation. So you'll see the same numbers popping up over and over again. The 143, the 43rd president, you know who he is, the George, and the George Washington that is on the dollar bill, that links, that it basically encodes this whole set of numbers. So, I mean, everything's just so loaded. I'm kind of, I don't think the nervous is the right word to use about tomorrow, but I'm definitely I'm just interested to see what the hell, if anything, happens. That's all. I mean, I'm just interested to see what potentially happens tomorrow. If probably nothing, but but anyway, the Lucas numbers directly references the whole thing, and of course George references very nicely to the dollar bill. Okay, so there was one other thing that I wanted to slip into this video, and that is, if you're English, you probably know this band and have heard this band. American, I'm not sure. You probably heard a couple of their tracks at least, and this one you probably may have heard because it's a pretty big track, and it's Unfinished Sympathy, okay, by Massive Attack. Okay, they don't have Massive Attack on their album this is the single release here. They don't have Massive Attack on there. I think it was something to do, it says in here why they didn't put it in, something to do with the Gulf War maybe. I can't be bothered to look down and reread it, but so don't quote me on it right now, but Massive Attack is the name of the band. Okay, and of course with a name like that, you've got to kind of look into the whole thing, and you've probably heard the song for sure. Go look it up, and it's very recognizable. It's a good tune, and it was a big tune back in the day when I was growing up. So, names of band members: we've got Mushroom, like the Mushroom Cloud, Daddy G, and Daddy G Marshall. Look at this. I mean, I'm just thinking when we're talking about Marshall, I think Kim Jong Un is the Marshall, maybe. And again, we've got another reference with their co-producer, is it? And it's Johnny Dollar. Johnny Dollar. I mean, you just can't write this stuff. Then when we look down at the numbers surrounding the release, okay, the 11th of February. That's a direct reference to the 199th day of the year. It's George Washington's birthday in the old calendar. If we go to my chart here real quick, the reason why that 211 is a reference is we just use this like a times table right now. We're going on the 2 row, okay, and we're coming down the 11th column, and we're right here at 199. Okay, had it been 311, I would have said it was a 911 reference, because that was on the 254th day of the year. And so what you're seeing here as well is you're seeing the twins here. Yeah, this is 2 and this is 3, the 23, and these are the twins. Okay, so I don't know, it's going to be interesting. I'm sure. I don't know. 3 towers went down. I don't know. We have a reference with 2 things occurring on this day here. I'm not sure. What else do I want to go on to? That's pretty much it. Look at this. We got 1 minute to go. What else did I want to cover on it? I just really wanted to put that in there about Massive Attack, because it was such a big tune, and just some of the names in there, and then we got the 512 again. Yeah, the dartboard at the top of the dartboard, the 521. Okay, so we've got a nice little 512 reference there as well. Okay, I think I want to leave it at that, really. Nothing more to say. Stay safe, and hopefully I'll catch you on another video. Hopefully, kind of expecting the thing to be sort of just on par with 9/11. You know, a big demo job again. Whether or not we're really looking at war games, I hope not. But anyway, well, I guess we'll find out today. Probably nothing will happen. But we'll have to wait and see. All right. I guess that was it. I don't recall having anything else to say about this at all. Biggest numbers. I had a little bit on Elvis there. You know, it's not really relevant. He sings a song. I'd say it's not really relevant. It's a link. He sings the song Old Shep, and that obviously that Old Shep turns out to be based on a dog called Hoover. So you know, but I'm going to leave it at that. There's stuff in previous videos on all of this things that I've talked about, really, apart from this. This is something that's new, the dead code. Alright, 187. I'm going to leave it at that. Alright, cheers, and I will catch you on the next one, hopefully. Alright, bye.